And just in tonight, we now know more about what it took to keep Sherwin-Williams headquarters here in Cleveland. Tiffany Tarpley joined us from the newsroom with details on that. Tiffany, good evening.
Hi, Russ. We've learned Cuyahoga County's contribution to the deal. We're talking about $14 million here. In September, the paint company announced it was considering moving the global headquarters outside of Cleveland, which would have been a huge blow to the area. Just this week, 3 News broke the story about Sherwin-Williams' plans to stay downtown. City, county, and state leaders worked for months on incentives, tax breaks, and construction grants to keep them here. In new documents, the county executive plans to ask council members to approve money. A new Sherwin-Williams Research and Development Center will also go up in Brecksville. The total cost to build both that location and the new downtown headquarters near Public Square is said to be around $600 million. So the resolution to approve that $14 million from Cuyahoga County will actually go before council at Tuesday's meeting. At this point, though, Russ, it's unclear how much the city of Cleveland and the state of Ohio offered to keep Sherwin-Williams here. Those numbers have yet to be made public.
And hopefully we'll know those soon as well. All right, Tiffany, thank you.